I'm doing my first video on breeding, and I decided to do this one on how I pick my breeding pairs. So as you guys probably know by now, this summer once I sell the current fry that I am raising, I'm going to be working on my first line of Orandas. Currently I have several Orandas. I have 4 male Orandas and 2 female Orandas. And I mentioned this on my Instagram and people were kind of curious as to how I choose a male and female to breed. Who's going to give me the best fry? So I have 2 females. I have Malachi, my calico Oranda. She's right there. And this is kind of a close-up of her. So if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that she became ill a few months ago, and she was egg-bound, and she ended up getting some kind of GI infection, and she was in quarantine in my bathroom for about 5 weeks. So she was very, very sick, and I wasn't sure if she was going to make it, but she did. And you know, she's an excellent Oranda. She lost a lot of weight during her illness, but she has now gained it back, and she's a nice, pretty Oranda. But the problem with her is that she injured her swim bladder shortly after her illness. A fantail that I had pushed her aggressively into ornaments, and she ended up puncturing her swim bladder, and that was a hard recovery for her. And so you know, after all the stuff that's happened and all that she's been through, I didn't think it was really smart to breed her, just because she is now unable to deal with stress. I've noticed since her illness that she can't handle very much chasing, and like Z is with her right now, one of my male Orandas, but they were raised together, so he doesn't really bother her, which is nice. It helps me a lot, so I don't have to keep her in her own tank. But it would be really stupid of me to purposely breed her, not because she was ill, but mostly because she can't handle the stress of breeding. And even if she could, I don't know how well her offspring would be. I don't know if maybe she has some kind of underlying genetic issue that makes her susceptible to these illnesses, but I'm not going to try that. I'm not going to risk it. If you watched my East Coast Ranchu unboxing, then you saw that I ordered a female Oranda from Cynthia. And so I had all these males, but I didn't really have a female. So I had to pick someone that I thought would go really well with my males. And she's gorgeous. Her name is Sakura, and this is her. The thing about her is she has excellent balance. She has a nice big flowy tail fin. Her wing is growing. She is still a little bit young, so the full wing hasn't come in yet. But hopefully by the time that I actually get ready to breed her, she will be, she will have a big, nice wing, so I can kind of see what her genetics are. She has been in my lower 40-gallon breeder with another Oranda for a little over a week now, and I know that I promised to show them in a 5-minute goldfish video thing, and I haven't done that yet for a good reason. They're fine, nothing's wrong with them. It's just that I don't like the way the tank looks. I had to take everything out of it when I got rid of the tetras, and it's not quite decorated the way I want it to be, and I don't want to show it until I'm happy with it. So that'll probably come next week after I get done moving things and such. So now that I have a female, I have to pick a male. So originally, my thoughts were I'm not going to breed Comet. Comet has a tail defect. So if I bred him, I would likely end up with fry that have tail defects. So he wasn't even an option for me to think about. So I have Night, and then I had Z. Z is my blue Oranda, who is in the tank behind me. I've had him about 9 months, and here's a quick growth pic for you. He has grown very, very big in the short amount of time that I've had him. He is a nice size. He has great coloring. He has nice flowy fins. He has good balance. But the thing that's lacking with him is his wing. He does have a wing, but it's a very, very tight wing. It's not a big Oranda wing that you expect when you see a true Oranda. So, being that he's really slow on the wind department, and he really should have picked up his pace by now, because I've had him so long and he's been eating a pretty high protein diet, and it's not picking up. That tells me that his genetic factor with wind growth is likely pretty low. So I didn't want to mix him and Sakura and end up with, sad wind Orandas. So that leaves me with Night. Night is my big boy, and he has a butt head, and I say that all the time because he's a bully. He's very particular with his tank mates. He only gets along with one of my fish, Comet, who he's in the indoor pond right now with, and that's the only fish that he really likes. Every other fish he will fight, and it's ridiculous, and it drives me crazy, but he's a nice Oranda. So Night, I got him in April of last year. He just turned a year old last week, and he is a really big Oranda. Never in my life would I have expected this little $half sized fish to turn into this monstrous 3-pound goldfish. Never. But here is a little quick look at him. So those were taken almost a year apart to the date. He is what I call a jumbo Oranda. He's a big one. And he has things about him is I always want to weigh the pros and cons of all the fish. The pros of him is he has a really nice wing, and it's still growing. He's huge, so he's likely to spread that jumbo gene around. I hope he does. He also has excellent balance. He has excellent fins. He's always had a really vibrant color, and so there really isn't a bad thing to him except the fact that he's a bully. But that doesn't mean that his fry are going to be mean fish. That has nothing to do with my breeding thoughts. Like, he would make really nice fry, I think. And so that was kind of the original idea, was to breed Night with Sakura. And then Cynthia sent me a free Oranda. This guy is little. He's little, he's still young, but he is a really nice Oranda. He is in the process of a color change, and I recently found out last week that he is indeed a male. So, his name is Dodge, for my grandfather that passed away, and I did a whole video on that, but I've noticed lately, I was talking about his color change, and he was just a plain old orange red Oranda, similar to Night. He is now turning like a yellowy color, more yellow, which is really cool because I've never had a yellow fish, like ever, I don't think. But I think he's gonna turn out really, really nice. His wing is already growing. He has nice fins, good balance. from what I've seen so far, good personality. So I wouldn't be upset if they were to mate, because they are in the same tank together. And there's a good chance that, you know, I could get fry from them and not really be trying to. You know, I could get fry from them on accident, potentially. So the idea behind that is, because I got them from the same seller, Cynthia breeds all her fish, so they're already familiar with one another. They are somewhat related, and they're both Thai Orandas. So that would kind of put me farther in the breeding process. It would kind of get me ahead in my Oranda line. So the thing is he's still small, he's still young, and he's probably not going to have a very high sperm count. But the thing is, I'm not going to be breeding these guys until June, July-ish. So he's got time to grow, and he's already growing since I've had him. I've had these guys a little over 2 weeks now, and they've done great, and they're both gaining weight now, and I think they're going to be really, really nice goldfish. Just for an overview, the process of me determining my breeding pairs is, do they have good balance, good finnage, nice wind. I like to breed jumbos. That would be really, really nice. Just because Night is so big, and even Sakura, she's still young, but she's big too. I could grow really big Orandas. I've already seen some chasing behavior with Sakura and Dodge in the tank, so I'm watching that really closely, even though I'm not quite ready to breed them yet. But, you know, it's a good sign. So either way, if it's Dodge and Sakura, or if it's Night and Sakura, that's my breeding pair. It's going to be Sakura either way, but is it going to be Night or Dodge? I don't know. If it happens with Dodge and Sakura, then so be it. I won't be upset, but I will probably eventually breed her tonight, just because I've got to have some of Night's offspring. I mean, he's too pretty not to. Like, I have to. He's like one of my most popular fish. I get somebody on my Instagram wanting to buy him at least weekly, and I'm not gonna sell him. He is a butthead, but he's my butthead, so I'm keeping. If you've noticed, the one thing I didn't mention when I was talking about what goes into me picking a breeding pair, I did not mention their coloring, because to me it's not that important. Like, Night is an orange red, he is technically a red Oranda. Dodge, I really don't know what he's gonna be. He was a red Oranda, now he's becoming more yellowy, so I could have a yellow Oranda. And Sakura has a Sakura pattern, so I think that's how you say that word. I'm not real sure about that, but I think that's how you say it. So I could get a variety of fry. I'm not dead set on any color. I want nice, healthy jumbo Orandas. I don't care what color they are. So that's kind of what I'm going for. And that's really it as far as what I think about when I'm going to be doing with my breeding pairs. So that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all next time.